Hey Marquis, it is an honor to make the next pair of glasses for one of North Carolina's best pit masters of making his own barbecue. This is Matthew here with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and this is about the third pair of glasses you have gotten from me. This pair is the Versace. Let's see, it is the model number 1223, color 1002, which is the shiny gold in the 54 eye size. Let's begin. Let's take everything out of the original packaging. Of course, your Versace cleaning cloth, the card of authenticity where you can register your product with Versace. They put an extra string, which means this is the type of frame that you have. Let me open your black leather Italian Versace case, and you have, and of course all Versace frames come with a little plastic sleeve on the left temple to protect the temples from rubbing together while it is being shipped from Italy. Hopefully you can see that all Versaces are made in Italy. This is model number, again, 1223, color 1002 in the 54 eye size. Hopefully my camera picks that up. But this is a string mount frame. You've gotten one pair of Versace's already, one pair of Polos, and now the third pair for your collection. I'm going to go ahead and take out these original demo lenses. I'm going to do something a little different now. Normally I trace the whole frame. This time I'm going to trace just the lens. Whoa! Let me grab a pen here. Come on, there's one. There's one. Things are just flying at me so fast. So I'm going to put two dots on here, and because that tells me it's at a straight line using this graph. There we go. And I'm going to pop out the demo lens, grab this, put this on here. Now the reason why I put those two dots is that when I line up, there's a straight line on the back of this plastic piece here. This tells me that I'm using, come on, get it on there straight, get it on there perfect. You want a perfectionist like me cutting your lenses like you're a perfectionist when it comes being the pit master. Now he's been voted some of North Carolina's best barbecue. His family goes way back. They own many restaurants. In fact, even I believe it's his uncle was one of the judges on Bobby Flay's show, where he judged some of the barbecue that Bobby made, old Bobby Flay. So let's see, what am I doing here? Get everything lined up. I'm going to hit this button. I'm going to trace the right lens, and that's going to start it. It's going to ask me the bridge size, which is 18, programmed in there. So this little stylus is going to go up and it's going to trace around the outside of the lens. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy a genuine, authentic Versace frame and you're going to receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses, which is what you're going to get today. Of course, my receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase whether they are prescription or not. Marquis, you know you need prescription, but there's a lot of people out there with vision insurance they don't need. And if you want to get a banging pair of glasses to wear around the club or to work or anything like that, come on, I'll be ready. So I need to enter in your pupillary distance. It is 35 for the right eye, 36 for the left. Let's just go ahead and start with the right for now. We're going to hit this plus sign, and it's going to go up in 0.5 millimeter increments until I get to 35. And there we are. So let's go ahead and come down here and get your lenses prepped. Your right eye reads -2, -1 at 135. -2, -1. Turn on my Marco 101 lensometer. Turn that to 135. Let me zero everything out to make sure it's true to scale, and it is. Okay, so -2, -1 at 135. -2, -1 at 135. Take the lens out of the protective sleeve. Put it in. I'm going to rotate. Oh, got to put it on -2. That would help. Yeah, let's put the power drum there. Rotate the lens until the spherical component comes in clearly. Check your astigmatism correction. That looks good. And I'm going to put 3 dots on your lenses. The third one never wants to show up. 1, 2, and 3. And this is the right lens. Let's do the same thing now for the left. -175, -1 at 022. -175, -1 at 022. Take the lens out of the protective sleeve. Put the power drum on -175. Rotate the lens until the spherical component comes in clearly. Find the optical center of the lens. Check your astigmatism correction. That looks good. And now let's put those 3 dots on the lens. 1, 2, 12. I'm going to put an L on here, which stands for not right, which is just like me. Now if you missed any of that, let me recap. Oh, you don't like my bad jokes? Tough. You're stuck with me for another 20 minutes. This one's going to go a few minutes longer as the string mounts take a little bit longer than the normal ones, but that's okay. Where else you want to be on a beautiful sunny day here in North Carolina? 63 degrees, 12:55 on Saturday the 24th. So the reason why I put those 3 dots on there is it tells me that the lens is lined up in there perfectly and it's not tilted at all. So the blue cross is the geometric center of your frame. If you were to measure both vertically and horizontally, then that's where the blue cross would be. Your right eye is just inset from there. Hopefully you can see that orange graph. It's like the vertical crosshairs of a scope, both vertically and horizontally. I'm gonna get that lined up in there. That is your optical center. That's gonna line up on that line. That's gonna line up on this one. And of course, hang on, I'm getting ahead of myself. I need 2 blocks. This is a block. I like to call them Jenny from the block. This is going to attach to your lens while it is cutting. So I need a double-sided adhesive sticker that's going to keep them on there, of which I've got a couple right here. Let's go ahead and stick one on that block. Stick one on this block. Now, on the back is a little silver button that is a magnet. It's going to do its job twice. Let's go ahead and let it do it the first time. I'm going to pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. That's going to line up into the magnet there. Now I will line up your optical center, which is the thinnest part of the lens, is going to go directly in front of your pupil, and the other 2 dots are lined up, giving me a perfect meridian. I'm going to hit that button and the arm's going to come down and place the block onto your right lens. Let's do the same thing now for the unright lens. Grab the block, pull the paper away to make that black side sticky. Put that in there. Now your pupillary distance for your left eye is 36. So I'm going to tap the plus button twice until we get up to 36. And actually your pupillary distance lines up perfectly now with the geometric center of the frame. Get that on there, get everything lined up, and we're going to hit that button, and now the block's going to come down and be applied to your left lens. So this is the edger. This is what's going to do all the work. This costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out, buy their own, put it on your kitchen counter. Then you can cut your own glasses at home and you won't need this guy anymore. So the actual cutting wheel is over here on the far right. It's going to act like a heavy grit sandpaper to grind away your lens material. And then usually this wheel in the center is going to flatten out your lens. And then underneath here is a little spinning wheel that's going to cut the groove into the lens. So now the magnet's going to do its job a second time as it holds it in place in the chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles, because I don't know this machine well enough to call it chuck. But I'm going to wake up the computer. That is the shape of your lens that it's going to cut. I do not want to polish the lenses. You know what? Just for fun, I am going to polish the lenses this time. I'm going to put a slight bevel on the front surface, the convex surface of the lens. I'm going to put a stronger, heavier, better bevel on the rear surface, concave surface of your lens. I'm going to hit the green button, which is start in every language. The door closes, the clamp shuts. And then the lens is going to be traced by 2 white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. And you can see as it's going around tracing. And of course the old carpenter saying measure twice, cut once is measuring the thickness of the lens at every point, so it knows exactly and precisely where to cut the groove, so it ends up being in the middle of the frame. Now the cutting wheel is beginning to spin. It's going to move into place. Now in the back you will see water flickering, that is, or light flickering, that is water running. It is there to catch the optical sawdust as the lens touches down onto the cutting wheel. So your lenses are made out of polycarbonate. Polycarb is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. It is virtually unbreakable. Your lenses are bulletproof up to .22 caliber and has both UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin, so you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes. Unlike lotions, creams, and sprays that need to be reapplied every few hours when you're direct exposure to the sun, this is permanent and never needs to be reapplied, which is critical because Marquis and his family raise their own hogs, so he's outside a lot tending to them. And of course, he has to run out back, throw wood into the, I believe it's hickory wood, into the cooker to maintain the right temperature to slow cook the pork. And then he runs back inside to make his family's secret recipe sauce. So it double checked its own system to make sure where to place the bevel on the lens. So it's flattening the lens, taking out any rough edges left over from the cutting cycle. Normally my videos run about 17 to 18 minutes. This one's going to be about 22 to 25 because of cutting the groove and polishing the lens. I'm going to polish the edges just because it is a shiny frame and I want the edge of the lens to be just as shiny. So out came the spinning wheel. Now it's cutting the groove into the lens. This is essentially a 20-pound monofilament, just like on a fishing line, and that's what's going to hold the lens in place. The other nice thing about your lenses is they are aspheric. Aspheric simply means not spherical. A spherical lens is completely round in every direction. Aspheric lenses are much flatter, so you have a thinner and lighter weight, unbreakable, bulletproof lens, but the front curvature is much flatter to fit in today's flatter curvature frames. A spherical lens gives you that ugly fishbowl cosmetic appearance. In fact, when you buy glasses online from people, they charge you for the prescription, which is no bueno. You always get that free from me. Then if you want to upgrade to the thinner, lighter weight, unbreakable, bulletproof lenses, they charge you another fee for that. Again, no bueno. And then if you want the aspheric, flatter curvature, the highest quality cosmetic, highest quality lens, they charge you a third fee for that, which is triple no bueno. And you get all that for free simply just by buying the frame from me. That's why everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality. There's no reason you can't give people the best. There's that old saying, fast, cheap, and quality. You can have one of the three. Well, I can offer three of the three. You're going to get it fast, you're going to get it cheap, and you're going to get the highest quality available. Now, water is spraying on the lens as it's receiving. It's on the polishing wheel. So I'm actually polishing, giving a high luster finish to the edge of the lenses. Water is spraying on the lens to keep it cool and to wash away any optical debris, known by those in the business as schwarf. May the schwarf be with you, except it can't be with you because it's being washed off. Now the wheel has come back out and it's going to apply the safety bevel to the front surface, the convex surface of the lens, going around smoothing out any of the edges. And then it's going to move over and do the same thing for the concave rear surface of the lens, which is closer. I'm putting a very light bevel on the front surface. I'm going to do a heavier bevel on the rear surface. Just in case it comes into contact with the face, you will not have, it'll be that much smoother on the rear surface. Alright, we're just about done. In just a moment I will open this door with my mind. You like that? I can do other things with my mind. I can melt ice with my mind. I can. It just takes a couple hours, but I can do it. I just got to keep staring at it. You know, I'll keep telling these jokes. There ain't no way you're going to stop me from doing that. I went to school for years to learn how to tell bad jokes. You think I'm going to stop now? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and use my thumbnail to remove any of this schwarf. I love it when it comes off in one big long piece, like when you're cleaning the lint trap in your dryer and it comes off in one piece. So I'm going to go all the way around. I'm very meticulous to make sure all the lenses are perfectly clean. I'm going to run my thumbnail through the groove to remove anything that is in there. Once it has all been carefully removed from the lens, I collect it very neatly into one pile on the counter, and then I wipe it on the floor. Because that never gets old either. It drives my wife crazy. That's right, I'm talking about you, honey. But that's why I can fool people. They come over and they see trash on the floor. They know I've been working. Really, I've just been back here goofing off doing silly videos. So, alright, so, everyone wants to know how to mount a lens like this. You line it up. Now that you have the groove, you actually have another inner liner on the inside of the frame. You line that up in that groove. So that way if you're at a dinner party and someone loses a lens, you can be like MacGyver and say, I got this. So you always hear you got to have the right tool for the job. That tool is a little piece of ribbon for wrapping presents. You just fold it in half so you can grab both sides. But I start at the outside corner. Once you have the string, I tuck it into the outside corner and then I move it towards the nose, and when you hear that snap, it is in there. I place this finger, really you can use a finger that you choose, but I like using this finger. Place this finger on the bottom of the string and then slide that out and we are good to go. So let's go ahead and start cutting the left lens. I'm going to flip that over to L. Put the lens in there and hit the start button. Just like before, the door closes, the clamp shuts, and then the lens is going to again be traced by two white styluses, making sure it's large enough to fit into the frame. You can see as it's going around tracing the shape. And the old carpenter saying measure twice, cut once, because it's measuring exactly where to cut the groove into the lens, so you have the least amount. It can move it forward, it can move it backwards, but now it's just centered. So now that's going to begin cutting. Let's go ahead and inspect the right lens. I'm going to take that block off. It is no longer needed. Pull the sticker off. That's really no longer needed. We're going to come down here to my dusty Marquis 101 lensometer. I'm going to put the lens in just above that red dot, which is your optical center. Place that there. And I'm going to spin the axis wheel to 135. 135, and I'm going to measure, and I am getting -2. Now the unit of measurement we use in the optical world is called a diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R. It starts at 0 and goes up in quarter increments from there, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1, 1 1/4, 150, 175, 2. So you need 8 steps of correction. That's 8 quarters for your farsightedness. Marquis, you are nearsighted. Without your glasses on, you can see up close, great, but anything beyond arm's reach starts to get blurry. So you need 8 steps of correction for your farsightedness. Now, you need 4 steps of astigmatism correction. That's where that extra 1 comes from. Now, there is a stigma over the word astigmatism. It just means shape. It's like saying someone has straight hair and someone else has curly hair. That is it. It is not a disease. It is not an affliction. This first number makes everything the correct size. The astigmatism is what makes 6s and 8s or the letters P and F look like. This is the fine-tuned correction to fine-tune for the astigmatism. So you start off at -2, which is 8 steps. You have an additional 4 steps of astigmatism correction, and we end up at -3. Remember high school algebra where you add the 2 like signs together? Yeah, don't worry, I've forgotten high school math too, but let's use today's terms. If you let someone borrow $2 and then they borrowed another $1, they would owe you $3. We are at 3 in the red. -3. Now, since astigmatism correction is the fine-tune knob, we're going to turn that knob to 135. A straight line at this tip. Let's use the big red cap. Straight line is at 0, at 90, and then 180 on this side. 270 for those of you keeping score at home, to come back around and complete the circle. I can't do that all the way, or can I? Nope, just can't do it. So the first 2 numbers are real values to be concerned with, but we're going to turn that fine-tune knob just past the 90 meridian to about 135. Now your left eye needs less correction, only 7 steps for farsighted correction, but you still need another 4 steps of astigmatism correction, but we're only going to turn that knob to 22. We're just going to break that meridian there. So his first 2 numbers real values to be concerned with. This last number could be anywhere from 0 to 180 and really has no bearing other than, well, to me, honestly, all these numbers you could probably care less about as long as you get your glasses and you can see. So again, you're getting the Versace 1223 in color 1002 in the 54 eye size. the frame and lens. The free set of clear single vision prescription lens sells for $215. And of course, free shipping anywhere in the US. You buy the frame and you're going to get one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses. Although I've seen that somewhere before. It's kind of catchy. So again, it's cutting the groove into the lens. The wheel is going to retract and come towards the camera. Ooh, everyone have the 3D glasses on? So now it's coming down onto the polishing wheel. Low luster polish on the temporal edge of the lens. Shinier polish on the nasal edge of the lens. It is upside down now. Now it's upright. Now dropping back down to how it's going to sit in front of your left eye. Polish, 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 polish. As I said, this is Marquis' third pair of glasses he got from me. He started with one pair of Versace's. He got a pair of polos. You know, actually, he tends farm. He works in his polos. Chases pigs around the farm, feeding them. Actually, as a kid, I got a chance to ride a pig one time. That's always fun with no stirrups, no reins to hold on to. Jump on its back and hang on. I've never had the pleasure of trying to catch a greased pig. Many years ago I did have a greased watermelon they threw in a pool and you had to grab it and go to one end. That's almost like a greased pig. So now the safety bevel is being applied to the front surface of the lens. Look at that Schwarf hanging on there. Can you see that? The dangling? Lieutenant Dangle. For those of you who are a fan of Reno 911. Hopefully I'm not missing any of this. I am not a professional cinematographer. I'm a professional licensed optician here in North Carolina. And some would argue that I'm barely professional. And they would have a point. I'm arguably not the worst optician in the world, but arguably. Now Marquis, I want you to open the door with your mind this time. Hey, not bad Marquis. Your first day on the job and you're doing it great. Everyone out there who believes in telekinesis, raise my hand. Oh, damn, it works. Okay, all right, back to work. Back to work. Dry the lens off. Let's go ahead and take this block off. That's good suction. That's good traction. So, let's come back down here again and use my thumbnail or just grab hold of that. Look at that. I love it when it comes off in one piece. Can you see that big long thing? Oop. Again, put it on the counter. Use my thumbnail to remove all of that on the edge of your lens. Look how nice and shiny your lens is. Use my thumbnail to get down into the groove to get what's hiding down in there. See how much work goes into your free lenses? Can you believe that? Well, no one ever accused me of being the best businessman either, giving away all this free stuff. So, again, once it's on the counter, I collect it neatly into one pile, then wipe it on the floor, and this is where I remind all the kids. Kids, I went to school for years to learn how to make a mess like this, so if you want to grow up and make a mess, kids, you gotta stay in school. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to take out your other demo lens, the one that says Versace on it. Come back down here. Of course, you're going to get all the manufacturer's original lenses. You get all the manufacturer's original packaging from the case to the cleaning cloth, and again, you use the strap, grab hold of it, start at the outside edge. When you get to the nose, you hear that snap. It is in there. My favorite finger. I take it back. This is my favorite finger because it's got my wedding band on there. Best thing that ever happened to me in my life. So I just won't ever say that around my wife because she'll never let me forget it. So let's come back down here. Let's put the lens in. Hey, your dot wore off. I'll put another one on there. We'll find it so I can move this back and forth. We're going to turn that fine tune knob to 22. Good old 22. Put the lens in there. Turn the power drum to -175. Find the optical center. Let's go ahead. Put another dot on there. But again, where'd my flashlight go? I can't find, you know, I've got a smaller flashlight. I just can't find it. So again, check the power of the left eye. We're at -175, one tick mark away from 2. Check your astigmatism correction. We end up at -275. Again, remember, someone borrowed $1.75, then they borrowed another dollar. We're at $2.75. Speaking of Marquis, can I borrow a dollar while we're on the subject? So, let me darken this other I've been wearing off while I've been yapping. So your pupillary distance in the right eye is 35, for the left is 36, for a total combined value of 71. I'm gonna hold the card up. I'm gonna place 0 against my thumb on your right lens, and then when we measure on the left, we're getting 71 millimeters, so that is made perfectly. I couldn't have done better if I'd done that myself. So, now, this is the point in every video that I'm about to run out of tissue. But no, as I clean your lenses, and I explain that when you get these in the mail, and of course free shipping anywhere in the US, but when you get these in the mail, there's a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That is because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other. And because of that, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. But I'm going to get these in standard alignment first, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the lenses being 3. I set them on the counter, and actually there is a little bit up, so I'm going to adjust that. A lot of times when you pop the lenses in, things get moved around, so yeah, there's no wobble now. And when I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. When I take mine off, they wobble on the counter. I have one ear that sits higher than the other. And for those of you keeping score at home, today I'm wearing the Versace 3199. I can't see the color of it while they're off. I think it's 5118, which is the dark royal navy with the tortoise bottom, because I've got the blue shirt on today with the brown khakis, so it gots to be matching. Mine comes with a little Versace plate on the side. Of course, let me put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing, yo. And I'll flip these over, press this down. There is no wobble. I'll close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do, and the temples are not askew in any way. Now, that is it, and of course you're going to get your Versace cleaning cloth. You're going to get all the manufacturer's original packaging, but I'm going to include one of my own freeprescriptionlenses.com premium microfiber cleaning cloth. Everyone tells me they like these more than what comes from the manufacturer. I can't help, well, I spend more on these than they do, so. But I also field test every cleaning cloth before I send it out to make sure it works, because I'm too lazy to take the one out of my pocket and use it. So I'm going to use your free one. But hey, again, I got to make sure it works, right? Okay. So that's that. I also include a selfie request to have your picture on the website. For those of you who want to do that. Now, I also include instructions on how to care not only for your eyeglasses and lenses, but for your case and cleaning cloth, so they will last you for years. I've been told that no other seller on the internet does that. So that's that. I hope you enjoyed watching as I cut prescription lenses for Marquis's Versace 1223 color 1002 in the 54 eye size. I've got the polished lenses to go with the shiny frame. And if anyone has any questions, you can email me through the website on the contact me button, or simply email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com. And hopefully everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.